Welcome back, Mr. Goodberry. The First Star Logistics studio is fully equipped and ready to record.
Welcome back to Bengals on the Brain, presented by First Star Logistics. Now we are starting our film reviews, starting with the Bengals' top pick this year, which was in the second round, number 41 overall. He will wear number 55, which I think is an awesome number for him. And that is Cashius Howell, the edge defender out of Texas A&M. We're going to watch him in his best game. Why watch the games where he sometimes, struggles to get through Markel Bell or Francis Mauigoa in Miami? There's other games out there that, there's some of these bigger guys get a hand on him. Let's watch a good game where he absolutely dominates. Because why wouldn't we? We want to see the upside in this player and what he can do when he reaches his max. This is Cashius Howell versus Mississippi State. Red arrow there is Cashius Howell, number 9, I believe. Off memory here, it is number 9. And we're going to see him in a game where he has a lot of standout performances as a outside linebacker, edge, pass rusher. And I talked about the Bengals probably playing more 3-4 stuff. And let me clear that. And look, what do we have here? We got a 3-4 defense, right? It's one of the big reasons I think Cashius Howell was attractive for them. But Howell on the left side here is going to have to defend the run. He's got to set the edge, right? We got a potential outside zone play here where we're running this way. We got a lead blocker potentially coming to pick this guy up. And Howell needs to stay to the outside. And really, he doesn't have long arms. You can see how short that is right there. But does a great job of planting that in the middle of the chest and getting his eyes inside or outside here, just to make sure this guy sees him and he's got to come through this way, which we've got 2 defenders here to potentially take and fill in that hole. But they don't do a great job of it. And it ends up being a pretty big run for Mississippi State to start the game. But Howell does his job. And you can see him, smaller guy, right? But does he have the physicality to hold up in the run? And here he is dropping sort of into coverage here. We got a blitz from, I believe, the other side. So Howell's going to drop back right there. It helps keep the offensive tackle's eyes on him just long enough. Then we're going to stunt in this guy, which is going to carry him, and we're going to blitz from that direction. So Howell's just going to drop back and see if he can pick up the hot route if they had a slant behind him or something like that he potentially could jump in front of, which he has a lot of batted balls. So again, he's doing the same thing. He's got to protect the outside edge. He's got to contain, right? And he's doing that. Left side here. He's lined up a little bit more tight this time. Fight him. Keep him at bay. You see, very active, right? We know he's an athlete, but we want to see him be physical against the run as well. We're going to flip him to the other side, and he's got his unique stance here. It's going to result in a sack. I don't know if he's getting this or what, but the entire line collapses. Watch Howell. First thing we want to notice here, something I want to point out, look at his stance. Weird, right? He's facing this way. Why is he doing that? Well, he's got a lot of lateral agility. So let's take this guy who's facing us, right? Lateral agility. When I say that, it means he can move left and right very, very easily. Not everyone can. There's a lot of stiff players, a lot of stiff humans in the world. But Howell will put his eyes right on the ball. And because he's so laterally explosive, he can go this way, but he also can use this to cut inside. It really cuts the angles. And I think the tackles kind of struggle with this at times of how deep do I want to get if the guy can just change directions so easy. So let's watch Howell here. Doesn't affect his get off, right? Still gets off pretty good. He's going for the outside chop, misses. So something to notice with his shorter arms. But watch here as he gets to this point. Can you convert your speed into power? So you miss on that first move, right? Take that out. Now, as you make contact and you're leaning in, like, what's this angle look like? We got a nice acute angle. You guys remember that? And we're going to convert this into power. He's going to sink that rear end and drive this right tackle into the quarterback as the entire pocket collapses. He's just going to go through the right tackle. Yeah, you like that. You like to see power out of a small guy. Again here, just a little bit. This is a tight end trying to block him. He is more physical, a little bit more intense than this tight end here on the left side. See him kind of taking it to him real quickly, right? The rest of the defense railing to that little swing pass to the right side away from Cashius Howell. Cashius Howell's flipping it to the other way now. He's already beaten this right tackle once. Let's try and dip and rip around the outside on a rip move. Chop and then rip, I believe. Let's see here. Stance a little more normal here. It's got to just a little bit. You're going to send these guys sometimes real close to kind of keep him inside instead of going upfield, right? So you see him just duck a little bit on this guy coming across. Goes for the chop. Misses again. So we're going to have that a lot. And then he's going to go to the rip move. But the distance he's able to keep on this, because he has such great ankle flexion, again, as he's cutting this, he can turn this and really go and flatten to the quarterback. The ball comes out. It's completed. Nice timing throw. Good throw and catch. But gives you an idea. We've seen a couple of missed hand usage, largely because I think he's got smaller hands here. Run play, he helps get involved in the tackle. He's going to dip inside. Here he is, right side. He's creeping in the whole way. He's surfing in, right? He's coming in. When I say surfing, it's because you go horizontal, look like you're almost on a surfboard. And he's going to keep this distance close with the tackle. If everyone's blocking this way and the run's potentially going this way, you're going to automatically come down this way. But they're trying to get you to do that because what they're doing is pulling both the tackle and the guard around to really seal you inside. So as you keep sliding inside with it, you're kind of giving them exactly what they want. So because of it, though, Texas A&M has a really good defense, and they're filling already. Look at these guys coming up. Texas, and I thought I said Texas Tech for a second. Texas A&M for sure, I said. All right, you see how he takes that guy on, doesn't get completely demolished, gets his eyes inside. Where's the running back? He's searching for him a little bit. There he is. You see him poke right there and just peek right there and get his eyes back on the running back, can see potentially this is the hole. And he's just got one arm in the chest of this guy. Now, we had this conversation about arm length. How can a guy with the smallest arms we've ever seen at edge defender out-length a guard that clearly has longer arms? How? Tell me how he can. The answer is you're not just sticking an arm straight out. You're getting the full chest plus arm. You're getting the shoulders. That's why wingspan matters. Not that he's got a great wingspan either, but when we're having this conversation about Bain, they're trying to block you in the middle of your chest, right? So at least we have from the middle of the chest all the way to the arm. And at that point, you're as long or longer than these guys. It's a great play to show this. I'm happy that we got it. You see him just lock that guy out, work his way back inside, make the tackle. That's how shorter guys, if they use good technique, hand placement, and are strong, like Howell shows right there, you can really overcome your length. Howell on the right side here is going to drop into coverage. Get a little glimpse of him. He did that 199 times in his career, dropped into coverage. So he's got experience. You're going to see the Bengals use him as a linebacker a little bit. And I don't mean 3-4 outside linebacker. I think we'll get some bare front Sam linebacker. What a cut! And then the turf monster gets him. Hey, Howell on the left side here. Watch him take it to the tackle again. Drops his eyes, going to headbutt him. You see a couple of bucking Broncos. Headbutt, disengage, create that space. You need that space if you're a smaller guy. Does a good job there. Keeping him at bay. Look at this. This guy can't even reach him. Length. Tell me about length when a guy plays with length. Don't give me his actual measurements. Put on the tape. And now he's just toying with this left tackle here. Tackle, he threatens the outside edge, and then he's going to win back inside. Left side. Watch what I'm saying here. Really threatening upfield, right? So the tackle's going to set wide, and it's going to create a gap between the guard and the tackle here. And that right there is a really nice move. Looks like he's really going to attack out here, but this foot is planted. That's really how he's going to be able to drive back inside. It's a very, very agile player. It's amazing to me he didn't do his agility drills, agility testing, because when you watch him on tape, he's extremely agile. I'm surprised he didn't do him. Watch him on the left side. I'm going to let it go full speed without stopping it. I mean, that's a crossover move and a half, right? If the guard wasn't there, and the ball comes out pretty quickly, but just showing you what kind of athlete we're looking at. All right, again, he's ready to race off this edge. Just dips around that tackle because we got a screen pass. Let's see if he chases all the way in the backside. Let's see. Kind of slow pacing it, making sure he's covering the backside, but not really going hard. I mean, that dip right there just shows you. There is a lot of plays. If you just watch, I reposted all of his sacks on Twitter. And it was a video of every single one of his sacks that he's had in his career. And how often he can just dip around that edge, absolutely crazy. All right, he's going to be on the right side this time, number 9. One glove. Even in run defense, sometimes he's trying to dip and not really use his hands. A lot like Von Miller was. Von Miller wasn't the biggest dude either. And because he was such a freak athlete, even better athlete than Howell by far, right? Not saying Howell's a bad athlete, but Von Miller was special. He didn't win a lot with his hands. He won because he had such incredible explosion, agility, balance. Watch Howell here. Howell's got shades of that. Same school too, right? Look at him get underneath this guy and really set the edge here. This run wants to go outside, but Howell's going to stop it right here. So is he a great run defender? No. Can he do his job? Yes, he can. And that's his job there, to get him to the other defenders. It's not always about how many tackles you make. Sometimes it's about getting it to your help. And especially at defensive end, that's a big thing. Looks like that thing got stopped at the 1-yard line, so we'll get a goal line play after this. Howell on the left side here. Going against big 77 at left tackle there. Going to get lower than him, just grabbing him by the helmet. Howell's amped up. Oh, he's taking the inside, and the D tackle's going wide. And we've got a pressure. So Howell does his job, it looks like, is to dip inside. Yeah, it looks like he's communicating this right now. That he's dipping inside. Everyone's going to bounce the other way. And just that's enough to get the sprint option play for the quarterback to have a little pressure on him. 3rd and 16 now, it looked like that was. Howell's in his unique stance here, sideways stance. We got a false start by the right tackle. They don't call it. Oh, it's a draw play. I thought the quarterback threw it. You don't see the draw enough. I like the draw. All right, Howell on the right side here. Let's see his get off. A little bit of a false step there. Goes for the outside cross chop. I would have said I think he would have won that. The tackle is trying to protect the inside because he knows it's a run play. But he hit that hand pretty well. All right, they're all the way in the shadow of their own goalpost here. Howell's defending the run, doing his job. He is tough to block, even in the run game here. Because he's lower. He plays with such good leverage. Got great strength and balance in the lower half. That's what I saw when I gave him a first-round grade on tape. Is good body composition, man. He's built the right way for a smaller guy. Because he's 6'2", 253. That's good density, right? It's not bad. And he's just so hard for linemen to get their hands on. Even right here, watch him. Watch as this lineman tries to climb up and get him 51. Just don't touch me. Don't touch me. He keeps knocking the hand away. I love his attitude, too. Howell's just spying the QB there, and we got a deep shot slot fade. That thing is deep. We don't get a flag. No flag. About halfway through the video now. Left side here. He's just going to... The blitz is coming, and his job is just make sure if anyone squirts out there that he gets on it. Okay. This is kind of like how the Bengals would ask Trey to play the run. This is a good example of it. Right side. We got a tight end on our side. It's the strong side, right? We could expect the run coming this way. The Bengals would have Trey say, Trey, get upfield. Because what if it's a play action? You're going to have a great shot to get a sack off of that play action. But get upfield, and everyone else is going to kind of fill in behind you here. Cause it just enough chaos to make sure that running back can't go all the way outside. And then everyone else is going to fill here, which they do. And they make the tackle pretty easily. But you're taking a blocker out of there by rushing upfield. And you may get a sack out of it. Again, look how tough he is to actually get his hands on. I wouldn't want to block someone like this, Howell on the right side here, because you see how like this run is supposed to be an outside zone type run, right? So Howell's trying to get to the outside and setting the edge. We've seen this how many times now, how to defend it, right? What he's supposed to do. But look at him just dip in between. Like, just toys with the tight end. Go back just a little bit here. I'm going to let it go without touching it. So you can see on the right side here. He just toys with the tight end, and the tackle ends up falling. Is the tackle, what does he trip on? On his guard. And everyone else fills in from the backside. Just a pain to get your hands on. All right, let's see how. Let's get a pass rush. Oh, yeah. Oh, did he get it? He looks like he tipped that ball. Howell on the right side here. He looks like he hit this out of the quarterback's hands, which he does a ton. Okay, go for that outside. See, he's ready for the chop at any moment. That's what I like about Howell. He's got quite a few moves he can go with here. But he's waiting. He wants you to throw your hands here. Throw your hands because he's going to chop it. If you're not going to throw your hands, guess what he's going to do? He's going to go from, all right, waiting for you to cross chop and hit it, or he's going to go power if you don't throw it, and he's going to take it to your chest instead. And that's him right there. Good timing, good punch by the left tackle to say, okay, he's going to try and hit me with the long arm, really turn his body halfway. Like I said, that's how you're longer. And then Howell takes that punch, regathers himself. Do you see that little regather step at the top of the arc? This is called the apex of the arc. You see it on this side right here. Right there, that little half a step. So we're going to see it from the other angle. Watch when he gets to that apex. What I mean by apex is if this is the arc, that's the spot you feel the G's, the G forces. Let's go. Right there, gather step, and then fight through. And then get that hand in. Just hit that back of that ball as the quarterback goes to throw it. Whether that's incomplete or not, he had a lot of batted balls. I think those count when you look at like PFF grades and scores and stats. I think that is. That's Howell in the slot there, covering a little bit. They end up giving up this first down here on a draw. So we'll stay on defense. He's off in the slot here covering. Some tough running so far. Quite a few decent runs for Mississippi State. All right, we're going to flip Howell back against the right tackle here. He's going to try and dip around that outside edge, and again he hits it, and this thing's picked off. I mean, this isn't a sack, right? Neither of those two plays are sacks, but this is affecting the ball. This is when pressure is more valuable than sacks. Put that ball in the air. I want interceptions. Howell left side. Again, this is what I said about the last play, how he's waiting for you to punch that because he's going to dip around it. He's not so much always just going to chop it. He is going to let you punch and he's going to dip under it, which is what I think he does here. Yep. If we had the other side, you'd be able to see, and you see the rip there. You see his arm is under the armpit. So it doesn't completely win here. Doesn't fully win. Can you still affect the quarterback? Good angle right there. This is really good. Look at that knee touching the ground. I don't know what my line's doing. Look at that knee touching the ground there. Look at the force that's on that foot. Yeah, this is a NASCAR turn. You got to be strong to make that turn. This right here is showing a lot of strength in that 250-pound body at 6'2". Right here. That force you're putting on that foot to be able to cut while this guy's pushing you down and around. The force right there is pushing you right there. And for him to plant, drop his butt. Look how close his butt is to the ground. First we saw his knee touch the grass. Then he's dropping his butt. It's to really absorb all of that and make a cut. His angle here goes this way and then this to finish. Really a lot of force on him here. And then he touches the back of the ball as the quarterback's going to throw. Just hits the back of the elbow or ball. I assume it's the elbow here because the ball still took flight. But either way, it affected that quarterback. All right, right side. Got two blockers here. Just beats him. That's it. Chase him. Hunt after that. They're trying to send help at this point. Right side. You got the tight end over here. Howell goes wide first. His first step is wide, kind of sizing up and seeing, all right, are both these guys going to block me? Why would I try and run around both guys, right? So he's got to do something else. Yes. This is very smart by him. This is what I have told kids during double teams too when I've coached defensive line, is that why take on both guys? A lot of them will see this. Oh, no, I'm going to go split them. I get it. I understand why you would. But if you have the freedom here, either take on this guy or take on this guy. Don't try to take on both in this scenario. Why? Because it's hard to beat two guys. But watch what he's doing here is what I mean. As he kind of gives that step inside, he really wants to push this guy closer. Can I bunch them together? If I can bunch them together, I can beat this guy back inside. So as you see the little, like, I'm going to go back just a click. I want to see him almost eye this tight end up for a second and say, okay, let me move this guy over. Let me get that one little fake that way. The tight end's now dropping and trying to give his chip help right here. The tackle has a two-hand punch right down the middle. Howell just swims it and has a clear, just beat both guys, clear path to the quarterback, and that quarterback, another pressure there, but get around. Oh, I even like that. I even like him getting through the other guard that's getting pushed into him right here, right there. Could have easily got caught in the trash, but doesn't. Dips through there, turns the corner, chases, makes the play. That is a high-level rush when you're starting to get the attention. And, you know, like, we watched Shamar Stewart last year. We didn't see any of this. This is one game. This is one game. We didn't see any of this in the 5 games we saw on all the film reviews we did of Shamar Stewart last year. And we watched him versus Arkansas at one point. So it's not like Arkansas was better than Mississippi State here. Oh, we got a stunt. And the ball comes out quickly. It's got to be a 3rd and long situation. They were just trying to hit this this tight end here. Let's watch Howell on the right side. All right, the tight end's going to come out. Both guys got eyes on Howell. Howell's like, you know what? We got a stunt here. D-tackle comes this way. Can I quickly get this way? Full speed into the quarterback's face. Yes, you can. And this is what athletes look like. His frame is right here, right? If we say his frame and his balance is right there, we have constantly seen him planting like leg out there, leg out here, leg over here to change direction. Like, he changes direction incredibly well. He can put so much force into his legs and into his feet. It's one thing that is probably criticism I had of David Bailey was that he couldn't do those things. He couldn't sink. His legs really weren't strong enough to do this. When you look at Howell jamming a slot receiver 10 yards down the field, it's the tight end that flexed out. But watching Howell be able to do that, the Bengals don't have a guy on their roster with that agility. It's why we're saying he is different than Boye Mafe. He's different than Miles Murphy. He's different than Shamar Stewart. They cannot do these things. Now, those guys are longer. Those guys are stronger. But pound for pound strength, Mafe and Howell are similar in that way. Like, look at this. Look how outside of his frame he gets so often. Watch him give a jab step. He hops out wide. So jab inside to freeze him. You're hopping away. Most rushers would be like here. He's here. All because he's got that ability to jump out, plant this foot. Again, so much force on this outside foot. And it plants and it sticks and it does not move, and then he can change direction. It's like a cornerback level agility. Let me go back. Let me get the full play here. Oh, I don't know if I did. There we go. All right, I'm going to let it play, so I'm not going to mess it up. Man. And then even there to turn back and get inside. The level of agility for him, I just can't say enough about it. It's rare. You don't see this. Here he is setting the edge again, allowing the guy from the backside to make the play. Watch him set the edge. He's got to set the outside edge. Jumps outside right away. Now he's in a full phone booth fight. These guys are face to face. They can smell each other's breath. Little separation there. Then he gets the arm out. Let me keep this guy at bay. That forces the running back to jump inside, because basically the running back's first read as he's coming this way is who won here. If the D end is outside, I have to cut it up at some point. He's going to read the next guy, then the next guy, the next guy, right? So, but for us and our purposes, did Howell win? Yes, he stayed to the outside. He didn't get driven down the field. He didn't get washed inside. He did his job. Now watch him dip and come back into the play. I mean, it's just pretty consistently very hard for you to get your hands on. It's fun to watch. Very fun to watch. What do we get, a quick snap here? I wasn't even ready. Yeah, quarterback's looking right here. But he has to be set. That should have been your warning. As soon as he stopped moving like that. 3rd and 7 now. Come on, Howell. Get off the line here. Go get some. Oh, man, the blitz came from the other side. Solid hit, too. He's pointing it out, too. Right tackle there was pointing it out. Running back tried to make a play. Good tackle in the corner there. This is a 14-3 game. That's still pretty close. Can he come from the backside and make a tackle? Yep, gets involved. So he's the unblocked guy here. It looks like he has to read to make sure the quarterback doesn't keep it and stay to the outside. So here he is. He's an unblocked defender. Does the quarterback keep it? No, he does not. So let me come back from the backside, make sure this doesn't get all the way as a cutback. That's your job, right? Simple, but that's what you got to do. Ooh, again, a dip. Look at that dip. That's what we talk about when we're talking about bend. Left side. Again, just so much ground he can cover on that hop, right? When he does his crossover, when he gives you one little step inside and then he hops so far out. That's why he is able to navigate with such length issues. Right there, again, he is so outside of his frame so often. He's a very unique player. He just jumped from, what, here to the left foot here, and then the right foot's going to plant here. That's a lot of ground in one quick move there. And he's going to run the arc and turn the corner, and just like that, their hands in the face of the quarterback. Quarterback's about to feeling like he's under fire constantly here. Same thing. Lot of try to win around the arc. Again, for Howell, he's going to try and get around the arc here. Trying to chop that outside hand. He got it that time. That was probably the first time he's gotten it in a while. You chop that outside hand and you have a free path around that corner. That's what he did there. So they got a chip here, help from the tight end. See how it affects Howell. Right side. So right there, he can't rush upfield, right? So he's got to come back in and bring the fight to the tackle. Tackle gets a nice little punch to the chest there. And looks like we may have a pass interference play. But that's one of the few times he's actually been stopped, and it's because of a chip help from the tight end. Again, they're chipping him again. Good. Oh, did he go out of bounds? Man. I was going to say, good tackle break there, 24. Watch Howell here. He's going to have the tight end. He's got to dip inside. He's not letting anyone touch him. He does not like to be touched. Good job. Oh, I think he did. $31-9 now. Let's have Howell finish. We need a new finisher on the Bengals. Let's see. Whew. Watch him dip around the tight end chip again here. We've seen so many guys they get a handful of air left side when they try to block Cashius Howell. Oh, we didn't get it from there. We saw it from the other angle. Ow. All right, top of the screen. Come on, we got to finish this game. Oh, stunt inside. That's it. And the Bengals are going to do this. The Bengals ran so many stunts, but you got to have the edge guys that can change direction. They didn't have that last year. When Hendrickson went down and it was like Osai, who didn't have great agility, or Shamar or Miles Murphy, now those guys have great agility. But get Howell here, and we're going to bring these guys. I think both go this way, and he's going to come and loop back inside to the B gap, maybe. I don't know which gap it is. Let's see. Well, watch his change of direction here. Give me a couple steps upfield. Yep, there it goes. Plant again. Plant this foot. No wasted, no slippage. Dip. Don't let this guy get a hand on you. Now this guard sees you. He's going to try and get to you. Doesn't matter. Too late. He's too fast. He's too small. That helps him sometimes. He's a moving target. Very hard to hit target. Oh, can we close? Finish the game. They are trying to get him free. After all these chips, they're like, all right, we'll just start looping you back inside. They're not going to chip you over here. They're treating him like he's Trey Hendrickson. And he just takes that chip and goes, this is Myles Garrett. This is what Garrett does, right? When we try to chip him sometimes, and like, all right, just give him extra help. And all it does is creates sometimes this chaos where guys are now out of position, trying to get to him. They're off balance. Howell can just dip right around that and through that. Forces an incomplete pass. And that's the last play of that game. Just absolute dominant performance for Cashius Howell. If you had any reservations or maybe you didn't know exactly what type of player Cashius Howell was, I hope that film was eye-opening for you. Just a very, very athletic guy. And yes, he is smaller. He's going to miss at times because of the length. He can get overpowered at times because he's not the biggest, not the strong. He's not 275. He's not 280, right? 253 at the combine, I believe he was. Yes, he was. I got my sheet over there. But I still think he's just different than what they had. I was watching another podcast. I believe it was Sam Monson and Steve Palazzolo. And it was a comment someone made to them that they have a full spread of pass rushers, like a buffet of pass rushers now. The Bengals do. Because they have so many different types of guys. And I love that. And I love the idea. What is Howell? What food is he on the buffet? I don't know. I feel like he's the crab legs. Doesn't fill you up, but is really good. And, you got to take your time with it. You got to cherish those crab legs. A lot of work for a little bit of meat, but, man, is it good. The Bengals with Cash Howell. Does he go by Cash? Hey, if you need some cash, consider going over to firststarlogistics.com and applying for a job today if you have a logistics background or anything. They're hiring for all openings and positions. You like how I mix that one in there, right? I swear, they don't tell me to do this. But I was like, you know what? I can have a little fun and start mixing in some more First Star Logistics promo stuff because, hey, they pay me. And you don't get any ads because we're not monetized here because First Star isn't here to try to sell you anything. They just want you to consider them if you're looking for a job at firststarlogistics.com. Join the team with me and a whole bunch of other cool people that work over there. That has been the Cashius Howell film. I hope you enjoyed it. I truly did. That's the type of football stuff that I watch that, and I'm telling you right now, I just finished this at 12:13 at night, right? And I'm now jazzed up because I watched that film. Is jazzed up still a thing, or am I getting old? Until next time on Bengals on the Brain, presented by First Star Logistics, it is Hoo Day.